Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a technique that's making AI smarter, more accurate, and honestly, a whole lot more trustworthy. It's called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short, and it's kind of like giving our AI a super-powered library card.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You ask a chatbot a simple question, and it gives you an answer that sounds super confident, but is completely, totally wrong.
So check this out. Here's a perfect example. Someone just asked how to turn off a safety feature in a specific car. The AI came back with these really detailed instructions that seem perfectly legit, except they're entirely fabricated. The buttons, the settings it mentions, they just don't exist. And this isn't just unhelpful, it can be a real problem. You know, in the world of AI, this little problem has a name. It's called a hallucination. It's basically when a model generates information that is just factually incorrect or nonsensical, but it presents it like it's a stone cold fact. So why does this even happen?
Well, it's because most AI models are trained on a massive but static dataset. Think of it like a textbook that was printed back in 2023. It knows a ton about the world up to that point, but it has absolutely no idea what happened yesterday. It doesn't know about your company's latest return policy or the details of a brand new product. Its knowledge is pretty much frozen in time.
So how do we fix this? How do we give an AI access to current, specific, and trustworthy information? Well, the solution is actually beautifully simple. We give it an open book. And this is the core idea right here. Instead of forcing an AI to take a closed book test, where it has to guess everything from memory, RAG gives it an open book test. It can literally look up the answer from a trusted source before it speaks, which means way more accuracy and a whole lot less making stuff up.
Here's another way to think about it that I really like. An AI has general knowledge, kind of like a home cook knows the basics of cooking. But RAG is like handing that cook a detailed cookbook, your company's internal documents, the latest medical journals, or up-to-the-minute financial data. The cook doesn't need to be completely retrained, they just need the right recipe to follow.
And that, in a nutshell, is retrieval-augmented generation. It connects a powerful language model to an external, up-to-date knowledge base. It retrieves the facts first, and then it uses those facts to generate a better, much more reliable answer. So, how does this whole open book test actually work under the hood? Well, we can break it down into two key roles, a little team working together, a super fast librarian and an expert writer. At a high level, the process is surprisingly simple. First, you ask a question. Then the system searches an external knowledge source to find the most relevant information. And finally, it hands both the question and that information to a generator, which writes the final answer. So let's meet the team that makes this happen. Our two team members are the retriever and the generator. Think of the retriever as the researcher or the librarian, and the generator as the final author or writer. They have distinct but totally complementary jobs. Okay, first up is the retriever. When you ask a question, its only job is to dash into your designated library, be it your company's product manuals, legal documents, whatever, and find the specific paragraphs or facts that are most relevant to your query. It's like a specialized search engine that finds the perfect cheat sheet for the test. Next, the generator steps in. It gets two things, your original question and that cheat sheet of facts from the retriever. Its job is to synthesize all of this into a coherent, well-written answer. And here's the crucial part. It isn't just spitting out a pre-written paragraph, it's crafting a new response that is grounded in the facts it was just handed. Now, this simple-sounding combo of retrieving and then generating, it has massive implications. It fundamentally changes how we can build and trust AI systems, making them dramatically smarter and safer. Let's really break down the key benefits here. First, it drastically reduces hallucinations by basing answers on specific, real documents. The AI is no longer guessing, it's referencing. Second, the AI stays current. You can update its knowledge base daily or even hourly without the massive cost and time of retraining the entire model. This is a total game changer. Third, it builds trust. The AI can cite its sources, so you can actually verify where the information came from, just like a good research paper. And finally, this approach is incredibly cost-effective, which means more people and more organizations can build their own custom, trustworthy AI. And this isn't just a theory. It's already being used out in the real world to solve very practical problems. So where might you actually see RAG in action? Well, think about a customer support bot that actually knows your company's latest policies, or a financial AI assistant that can pull up-to-the-minute market data.
In medicine, it can help professionals consult the latest research. And inside a company, it can create a powerful search engine that understands and summarizes all of your internal documents. And this technology is evolving fast. What started as a pretty straightforward concept is becoming more and more sophisticated. Let's take a quick look at how we got here and where things are headed.
The journey of RAG has been really impressive. It started with simple keyword-based retrieval, then came the integration with powerful large language models. After that, the focus shifted to improving the accuracy of that retrieval step. And today, researchers are working on making these systems even more efficient, scalable, and transparent, so we can better understand why it chose certain information.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. RAG really blurs the line between an AI knowing something from memory and its ability to just find and use information on the fly. As this technology improves, it forces us to ask a bigger question. What does it truly mean for anyone or anything to be knowledgeable in an age of intelligent search?